We are recording it. You probably heard that message, so I'll have a recording out to you in the next few days. Nicole is also going to be sharing her slide deck and some other materials with everybody. We'll be back again next month with David Wolstenholme as our presenter, another Australian from Brand Me Better, talking about personal branding. So thanks for everyone who continues to sign up for these webinars and being here with us every month and giving us some of your time. Shazamme is a great product. We've been friends with them for a long time and have known Rick and Nicole for many, many years and lots of different iterations. So we're excited to have her here today and sharing her knowledge. And with that, Nicole, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Veronica. And yeah, it feels a little bit like getting the band back together. I like that. Uh, so today we are going to be talking about a lot of stuff. A lot of it may seem quite daunting, but I want you to know you've got to start somewhere and don't be scared of AI because it's here and you seriously do need to buckle up because we're in for a bit of a crazy ride, which is good, but you need to be thinking about the things that we go through today. Obviously, people on this call are going to be at different levels of understanding and knowledge with AI and what's going on. Some of it might go over your head, some of it you might already know, but it's all things that fundamentally you need to understand, start thinking about, and it's okay if you walk away with one or two actionable things out of this. It will make a difference. Needless, we will run through the entire deck, and I'll try to keep it as simplistic as possible to help you sort of get actionable things that you can take away today to use. There will be a recording and there's also just here, where are we? If you are not connected to me on LinkedIn, please do connect up. It'd be great to connect. And any questions, always just shoot me a message. I've also got a newsletter that I'm putting out, trying for, trying for every couple of weeks to put a new article out that will sort of help educate and keep recruitment agencies ahead of the curve with what's going on in the world of AI that's moving at a crazy pace. As Veronica said, I'm Nicole Clarke. We've worked for the NPA for many years. I love you guys. We are experts at recruitment, website technology, and it comes with everything in a package ready to go to help you to be more successful. This is not a sales pitch, this presentation, just so you know what we do. I've been in the industry for over 15 years. I love helping recruiters be more successful at what they do using smart technology and saving money and creating opportunities that they wouldn't have otherwise. We're also now doing reference checking. We've got a data and analytics platform and also social media multi-posting and email marketing platform, which is very exciting because there's nothing like it globally. But all these things are about how do we make you more successful with doing the things you should be doing rather than the technical things that sit under the bonnet. So yeah, connect. There's lots of great articles and things that we'll be sharing. So jumping into this, never has there been a more revolutionary time in our space than when the internet launched to what we're facing right now with the introduction of AI. So what we'll be talking about today really is on the marketing side of things. A lot of it does have to do with the fact that your digital brand and what you present to the world from a website perspective is so extremely important if you want to be found by people that aren't the people that know you or you send your details to. There's people out there searching for your services and what you do, and we want the right ones finding you. And when they find you, that they have the perfect experience. And the thing I love, where we're sitting right now, if you put some of these things into play that we run through, you're going to be able to come up ahead of a lot of your larger competitors and very quickly, because a lot of them are not sort of abreast of what's going on here. So please think of this as a real opportunity to make your brands even more successful, doing less from a digital perspective. And some of these things are very basic ones that you need to have in place to form a foundation to make sure that your brand is able to be surfaced in AI results and found across the World Wide Web. So, the recipe. So, regardless of where we go in this conversation, what all of you need to really sit down and think about, and it might sound stupid, but where do you make your money? And where do you want to make your money? What is that called? So, as a really good example, often when we go to a recruitment, when I go to analyze a recruitment brand, they might be in construction or engineering or legal, whatever it is. You go to their website and they've just got a page called legal. Now, you're not a lawyer, you have legal jobs and you do legal recruitment. They're two very different things. If you just have lawyer or legal on your website, the people are going to find you for the wrong thing, not what you do. And I'll give you more of a breakdown of how that works. But you need to understand, do we make our money from civil engineers? Do we make our money from actuaries or barristers? What is it that, where do you make your money? And you need to have that documented and represented on your brand so that, more importantly, the search engines think of it as telling a child what your job is and who you look after. You need to have that properly documented and broken down into an employer stream because they're looking for recruitment agencies, staffing firms that can find them talent, and job seekers, they're looking for jobs. And I don't care how senior the roles you recruit for. I know that CEOs, CFOs, whoever they are, they're looking for jobs. So don't be afraid to put the word jobs on there. They're literally typing that into AI or Google or search engines to find what you do. Very importantly, to keep updating your brand. If you've had a website that's just sitting there, it's been like that for the last 20 years or 5 years, 2 years, whatever it is, you need to start updating the content on it regularly because with AI, it wants to see that a site is changing, it's evolving, new updates are being made, it's fresh, it's new, it's not stale and stagnant and unloved, basically. They see it as stale content if it's just sitting there. So make sure you keep updating your brand, your content. But this is probably a massive one right now. There are definitely going to be a lot of recruitment agencies that have massive challenges over the coming years because they've not taken the time to sit down and think, where is my industry going? What roles are evolving out of the introduction to AI that I should be thinking about, focusing on, rather than what you've been doing for the last year, 2 years, 10, 20 years. You need to start thinking future-proofing your brand and what are those roles going to be. So don't be scared to pivot a little bit and introduce and try new things. Big one here, use facts and data for proof. Like if you can't track it, if you don't know where your quality applications are coming from, is it Facebook, Twitter, is it LinkedIn, is it, the job boards, where are you spending money and where are those results coming from? You might be quite shocked to see that the avenues you didn't even think were your conversion points aren't. And you need to be able to track as well. When people come in, often that tracking is lost. It needs to follow them around the journey of your brand. They look at a job, then I might not apply for that one. Normally tracking stops then, but you should be able to track, oh, they read a blog. They looked at 5 other jobs, then they applied, back to the fact that that was originally LinkedIn, not your website. So there's things you've got to be able to understand. Keep regularly assessing your brand, thinking about opportunities. Block out some time in your diary each week or each month where you just sort of try to think about the future and what you can be doing differently. Definitely use your website and your digital brand to convert. We'll run through a few opportunities that are working at the moment for many of my clients. And importantly, stop wasting money and time. Be careful when you're buying technology. It's very easy to see a shiny thing and run after it and buy it, and next thing you've got all these tools you don't use. You've got to get a solid foundation in place and then start adding tech to that. Do not lock yourself into long-term contracts for technology. The way that things are moving right now, it's literally things are changing daily. So be careful of long-term contracts for technology. We're going to talk about a zero-click world in a minute and what that means. We used to always talk about SEO and having your brand come up in Google at the top, position 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to be talking about position 0, which is the AI results that you'll see. The earlier you can adapt and start showing in these, the better. And also you need to be thinking about your content strategy. So we'll kick in on some of those. So the big one, the big word, the big acronym of probably the year is AEO. Now, as I said before, we used to have SEO. SEO is still important. It forms the foundation of your brand. But AEO is answer engine optimization. So that is optimizing your brand for AI search and making sure that when people look for you, that you can be found. I'll give you some live examples in a minute that I actually ran before, just to give you an idea of, actually I might do that in a second so you can see exactly what it is we're talking about. So what we used to be the days, and some of you may have been in this era where it was like all about just keywords, stuffing words on your page so that you would show up in the search results. Unfortunately, now the search engines are all over that. So you need to be smart about what you do and use your keywords very strategically. And I'll give you some tips and tricks on, what are people actually searching for in your industry. As for you guys, as recruiters, I can't tell you enough, if you've not jumped on ChatGPT or Gemini or any of the other AI platforms, you need to start to embrace it. You need to start to talk to clients or employers around why you're embracing AI. Unfortunately, it's no longer an ugly thing, it's a necessary thing. It means you can work smarter, faster, and find things that you could never find before without spending lots and lots of time. So you need to become a bit of an expert in AI and at least talk to your clients about, I still believe we're in a people business and people should come first. Your website should be really human. You should try to get video on there. You should try to put your face forward. And if you've got people in your organizations, get their brands, their personal brands, because I think we're going to see an interesting loop where people are going to want to know that they're working with a human. So we need to humanize our content as much as possible, but we need to use AI to buffer that and help us get there faster. When we talk about AI-driven search, we'll run through some tips and tricks, but really when AI goes looking for, okay, someone just looked for a legal recruitment specialist in Texas, and they enter, who's the best legal recruiter in Texas, question mark. This is what AEO is. We're getting, as a global race, we're typing questions in and getting answers back, and you need to now optimize your brand for question and answer. So we'll talk about some strategies of doing that. But what it's looking for is content on your brand or your blogs or anything that you're pushing out that's educational. Is it educational? Are people spending time on that and reading that? And interestingly, I've got some tips with LinkedIn and some changes that just went on in their new release that you need to be thinking about for content in LinkedIn, because they're also now on the AEO or AI bandwagon too. You need to speed up your experiences. Like ideally, someone searches for, I need a legal staffing agency in Texas. Who's the best? Question mark. When they hit that link, it'll be a link that needs to land on a page that says, we're the best legal recruiter in Texas. We've been doing this for umpteen years, and here's a video of me and why I love what I do and how I can find you great people. You need to humanize the content, but direct people through to the right places. The world's moving fast. AI is giving answers. You need to be the answer to the question. Definitely, and if you do anything today, go away, have a play with the free chat GPT. I've got a heap of hacks and different things that I've got available that I can send you to help make that really, really tailored for what you do and pump out really good content. So we'll go to that shortly. But yeah, out of all of this, you need to become an expert, at least have a really solid understanding. And over here is just a little bit of an example. I'm lucky enough that three-quarters of these guys are my client, possibly more, yeah. The AI overview now comes up at the very top of the Google search, and also down the right-hand side will show brands that have taken on board how to appear in these searches. And now what we're seeing, I'll just take you through here just some examples. So I just went in, who are the best legal recruitment agency, Texas? And so then it's given me some basic details of who is. Now, interestingly enough, this shows me that these keywords for best legal recruitment agency Texas haven't really been optimized all that well because none of their information is coming up in the right hand side here. Whereas when I did this search, best sales managers in Texas, who can find the best sales managers in Texas, these companies have come up on the right. Interesting to see Monster. But what you're going to find is all of this is free or organic listings. And we don't get down to now the paid Google listings till we're way down. And actually, I don't even think they're there. These are all the traditional SEO listings are all under the AI results. So if you can get your ducks in a row and get some of the things I'm going to be talking about on board, you too. Well, actually, I had a client that sat through my last webinar, just send me a message going, oh my gosh, we're now coming up in position 1 for this search term, and it's awesome. And she just did it by writing a blog using what I recommended. So as an example, and selfless plug, who builds the best recruitment websites? We've come up in the AI results. So it's worth sort of looking at that. Who are the best IT recruiters in San Francisco? Good example. And it breaks down all the companies that have properly done this. So also ChatGPT, which if you haven't yet, go and have a play. People are now using this as a search engine, just like they use Google. Who are the best legal recruitment agencies in Texas? And it literally has returned results that then when I click through is going to take me through to their website or the relevant page that you're creating. Same as who are the best the best accounting recruitment agencies in Chicago. We want you guys coming up in here. So yeah, let's jump back into my presentation. Happy to take questions as we go along. If there's anyone, please feel free to type them and Veronica can help. Okay. Don't worry about writing this down because at the end, you can scan a QR code and we'll send you through the hacks, which has actually been expanded on from this, and some other things that will help you do this smarter and faster. But the big thing when you need to train your AI bot to understand your business. Actually, yesterday I even integrated my Gmail. There's a plugin to ChatGPT. It can now read all my emails, and from that, it can be educated on conversations, how to respond. It might sound scary, but it's actually all very interesting. But the big one is, in a minute, I'm going to ask you to write copy for my business. And you need to say it'll include website copy, LinkedIn posts, blogs. It could be landing pages, whatever it is. But the big kicker here is before I start, I want you to truly understand my business and my customers. Ask me at least 20 questions so that you can do this to the best of your ability. Now, when you write anything with AI, you need to tell it to write it with, act as though you're a marketing expert with 20 years experience in digital and SEO. And I want you to write all the relevant copy with SEO and AEO optimization. Interesting, like with the growth of this is going to be huge. So if you can get your heads around this now, you will start coming up and you'll come up above a lot of the bigger players. I
Nicole,
won't,
I got a couple questions. Maybe we can sneak in here. One is, should we create an AI overview page on our website?
it's a really good question. Yes, and we will touch upon some of that. What I'm recommending is really, sad to say it, your website needs to be updated. The content needs to be updated. One easy way to fix the question that you just asked is by putting FAQs on the bottom of the relevant pages. So, who is the best legal recruitment agency in San Francisco? Question mark. XYZ Recruitment is the best legal recruitment agency in San Francisco. We've worked with over 1,000 employers to find them the best legal talent, blah, 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 blah. How much should I pay a legal recruiter in San Francisco? At XYZ Recruitment Agency, we're very cost effective, blah, 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 blah. So you need to get the questions on your website and answer the questions. Not only on your website, you also need to do that on your Google business page, which is free. You can put Q&A on there as well. Everything now is about question and answers. And yes, all your content, all your blog, if you're writing any blogs, it should be written in, and that's answer engine optimization. Ask a question, answer the question. How much does as a barrister paid in XYZ place? Standard pricing or standard salary for an XYZ person is blah, blah. Answer the question, what questions are you being asked? Get that on your brand.
Another one is, I think I know what's being asked here, but does AI come to recognize you and what you're searching for so that if you're searching who is the best developer of recruitment websites, that it always prioritizes Shazamme in the results?
Good question. If it was me always searching for it potentially, I would see, or I'd see that I'd seen it. But at the moment, although it is learning and there are algorithms, a bit like shopping, that you'll come back and all of a sudden there are these things. At the moment, no, like a lot of these searches that people are doing will be quite random. Like they won't be like, day after day after day, they're typing in the same thing. It'll be, they've typed in who's the best legal recruitment agency in Texas, enter, they'll get a fresh list of people. Right now, not many people are doing this, so it will return results. At the moment, what I'm seeing is not based on algorithms as such. With random searches, if you were always going back to the same thing, it may, yeah.
All right, and I have one more, which might be it's definitely a little off topic, but maybe it's a quick answer. So going back to the earlier slide about not getting locked into long-term technology contracts, what about LinkedIn? Our LinkedIn renewal is up. They want us to sign another 3-year deal. The prices have gone up 20%. What do you think? What are your thoughts on 3-year deals with LinkedIn?
Well, if it's for LinkedIn Recruiter, there is a great little tool that I have seen. Yeah. This is a bit like LinkedIn Recruiter license, but it's a fraction of the price. So I think one of my clients using it, it's integrated with Bullhorn and Job Adder. I think it brings your ATS into your LinkedIn instance. So if you use either of those ATSs, that might be a good option. I think it's hard with LinkedIn. I think, look, it's a good product. The problem is it costs a lot of money. I'd be trying to negotiate down as a group. Maybe you guys can do something, but yeah, I don't like long-term contracts.
Thank
Some of
you.
them, though, might be necessary with juggernauts like that you can't negotiate with.
Thank you.
Yeah, cool. I won't read through all of this, but there's some tips in here around when you're writing blogs, how many words should there be? Because there actually is an amount of words for your website and for blogs that you should be considering having. So I won't run through that. It's clear and when you get the slides, you'll be able to sort of look at those. Website copy. So really, it's about when you talk to your AI, you know, I want you to write FAQs that are going to rank in AEO search or AI search. This was just an example for a construction recruitment company wanting employers to find them. So interesting, like when you put into ChatGPT, you can research like what are employers looking for when they're searching for a CFO? What are they typing in? And it will give you what they're actually asking. And I can tell you right now, some of it will be and questions that you will always get. How do I write a job description for a CFO? Now you need to have your content in there. How do I write a job description? And it might be a blog you've written, or it could be a landing page on your website. You ask the question, and then you go top 10 tips, and you give them three, and then you ask them to download the full guide, and then you've captured their details, and they're in the buying cycle. Um, how much should I pay a CFO in Texas? If that's important to you, you need to be thinking about these things. But use AI. So the answer was, if you're looking to hire a qualified construction worker, blah, blah, blah. And it gives you the answer of what to say. This one, once again, you'll get it in the hack, but AI can generate a weekly blog for you. It can generate like this prompt, help me stay ahead in my industry. So that you can say, I want to look like I want people to know I'm an expert in XYZ. Create me up-to-date, relevant content of things people need to know, and it will pump those things out for you. Ask it to, whenever you're asking it to do an action for you, ChatGPT or an AI tool, ask it to use psychological principles. Write me a sales email to reach out to hiring managers at a construction company around why they should engage with XYZ recruitment agency for their next hire. Increasing your chances to be shown in AI overviews. Use clear questions. Now, to be honest, haven't got an answer to this yet, but I almost think you should be writing your job descriptions. Why is this the best legal job in Texas? Blah, 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 blah. Like, put the question and answers into your job descriptions as well. It can't hurt. And then obviously website copy, blogs. What pay does a civil engineer get paid in Sydney? You want to keep very consistent, concise blocks of text. There's a thing called FAQ schemas. These get dropped onto your website pages or your blog pages. You can actually ask ChatGPT when you've just said, I want you to create a page for civil engineers to attract employers to find XYZ recruitment agency. And I want you to write the schema for this page so that it will be successful in AI search. And then it will write you the content for your website. It will write you the job schema that just needs to be dropped or it should be easy. I should say, unfortunately, if you guys are using like WordPress and things like this, a lot of this is going to be harder. That's obviously where there's a selfless plug, but it's easy to it should be easy to do all this stuff very quickly. But make sure you're using your experience and your knowledge into the search engine so that what it's pumping out is very humanized, and make sure you read it, tweak it. And before you do any of this, you need to do that hack that I mentioned so it learns about your business and everything else. This is new. I thought it was really relevant for this audience. I know a lot of you are on LinkedIn and use it a lot. LinkedIn just released, I'm looking very pink, aren't I? LinkedIn just released a new algorithm and to modernize search and different things. So once again, won't run through this that in-depthly, but just for 3 quick tips, you need to be writing really knowledge-rich content. So all of you in your day-to-day lives will be being asked questions that people need to know the answer to, and there's probably a theme of regular things that you don't even know. You need to start writing those down and using those to create blogs and content and LinkedIn articles, whatever it is. Things like tips on hiring trends, tips on hiring trends. What are you seeing in the industry? Salary insights. Salary rates have gone up, blah, for these types of people. One of the things that employers are always looking for is what should I be paying someone? Now, we have just released a salary guide. You put your own data in there. Things like that, if you can create those sorts of things, helps drive highly relevant traffic to your brand. But what are you seeing in the market? Where do you see this going with the introduction of AI? Don't stand back and pretend it's not happening. Jump forwards and educate the world about it, because then you'll be seen as a thought leader that understands this and what's required. And I think that the interesting thing I'm seeing with all my clients across the world, you know, people need to know that you're embracing AI in the right ways, or you are going to be left behind. I think lots of jobs where people are hiring, they're going to want lawyers with AI experience, and they're going to want any person that's more white collar to understand and be able to use AI and take the company on a journey. And you need to be able to find people for that. Educate your job seekers as well around, you need to brush up on AI, you need to get to know that, and help them on that journey as well, because there will be a lot of people won't be moving with the time. And what we want to get out of here is that it tracks both clients from an employer standpoint and also candidates for you. So commenting on LinkedIn posts, what LinkedIn's wanting to see is that the content that you've posted is engaging conversation, that people are interested in and asking questions. And the good thing the NPA's got is a lot of very vocal people. Like, so if you can all get on each other's bandwagon, if you see a post, make sure you go in and comment and ask questions and different things for that. So, things where you're going to arc people's backs up and they might get a little bit out of joint because of it. They're fun things. Running polls is also a very easy way to get good traction. And all of this in LinkedIn is to help your content come up above other people's. So make sure you do lots of different things there. If people respond to your post, jump in there, respond as quickly as possible. It's good to see that you're live and actionable on there. The more comments you get, more visibility, and the more reach you're going to get. AEO, we've just spoken about that from a website and a blog perspective, but it is also coming to LinkedIn. So it is entering all of these things. So make sure it's the same things we were just speaking about, but you need very clear, concise, structured content that questions and answers different things. One of the ones a lot of you won't have done, and to be honest, I've not done this either. So I need to go practice what I preach. This is all brand new. So on your company page, make sure you go and update it with top tips and things so that it helps your company page come up. What helps is creating like a regular post that you might do once a week, once a fortnight, whenever you can. That all goes back to what questions are you being asked, get those sort of coming up. So we want to make sure that at the end of the day, you're found by the right people. The feedback is that, and what you might also start to see is a bit of a dip in the impressions that you get. And I think we're living in a society where it's like, oh my gosh, it got 3,000 impressions. That's all fine, but if there only 3 people were relevant, what's the point? So now what they're trying to do is make sure that the content that you're seeing is more relevant to you, so it's higher quality. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. Were
Couple
there
more
any other
questions.
questions?
Yep, couple
Yeah.
more. One is, and I think the answer is probably both and, but the question is, are all these things, should these just be put on our website as a blog, or are these things that should be put out as a post on social media?
Was this question asked earlier or here?
Just in this section, yep.
So a lot of it's going to play hand in hand with what you should have on your digital brand as well as on LinkedIn. And you might find that there are similar questions and answers. But what I would be thinking is, if you recruit for lawyers in Texas, you might put on your website, um, how do you write a you might write a blog, how to write the best job description for a lawyer in Texas. And that could be top 10 tips. And then you do those answers, it's all in question and answer. And then you might take some of that and put that over onto LinkedIn post, onto your company page. But then what I would recommend is then in the comments linking, hey, I just wrote this article on this, and they click, and then it goes straight to that blog article on your website. Like you've got to be also thinking about how do I repurpose the great content that I'm putting on my website? Because at the end of the day, and this is the thing I always say to people, all you own in this world right now is your personal brand and your digital brand. That is you. It's you as a human and what you represent. Now, all we need to do is make sure that when people are looking for what you do and you're an expert in, that they're finding you. So you need to get in your head, what do I do? Because it's amazing. Like, as I said before, and I think I've got an example of this, how many websites I see that have been built, and this is not your fault, it's probably the person who built your website. They just create a page called legal. What's that mean to a search engine? You're not a legal company. You've got legal jobs and you do legal recruitment or legal staffing. So you need to be very succinct and very clear in what you do, because if you keep getting found because people think you're a construction company or a legal accountant or an accounting business, so you need to make sure that you're found for the right things. And yes, you might have duplicate content on your website and on LinkedIn, but I would, create landing pages. Hey, I've got a landing page that talks all about this. And in the comments, link to that. Get people, the more things you can get, like jobs. Like I see great results with my clients. Their job ads that are on their website, they will click and share that job ad. Actually, let me show you, because you should be doing this. It's all about how do we get people coming back to your personal brand. This is the thing. And that can be jobs, it can be, if you're trying to attract employers to come back, it can be blog posts. But let's take this construction project manager. I didn't plan on showing this, so sorry guys, but all your jobs should be SEO optimized so that search engines and AI know that you've got jobs that are highly relevant. Shouldn't just be Google gobbledygook. It shouldn't be on a jobs.subdomain. It should be sitting on your brand and your job details. Heaps of stuff go towards making a job ad help you be successful. But if I want to share this job on LinkedIn now, as Nicole Clarke, the recruiter, because I've just posted this great job and I think that people should know about it, I should then go and say, great opportunity. Do you know someone? Blah, 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 blah. This now posts to me as Nicole Clarke, the recruiter, onto my page, but I can also go and I can share it into the group that I'm a member of. So I would share this into the construction group. Now, I don't have a construction group in here, but I could just go now, share this into the female lemonade stand, whatever that is, I don't know. But I can now say, hi admin, I hope you don't mind me sharing blah, 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 blah. And then I push this job ad straight into that group. So all of these things that click, then when this appears in the lemonade stand and they click on it, it's going to take them straight out to my website. So the more things you can do to interlink LinkedIn, your jobs, your blogs is important. So that's a long answer to your question. Yes, everything should exist on both in different ilks. You don't want duplicate content, but you can keep it pretty similar for the same purpose.
One more question. Do you see AI platform trends for the Geminis, Bings, etc., segregating paid content versus organic content, much like they did for general SEO content tactics? This is from somebody that does a ton of thought leadership content on their site and LinkedIn, but they're wondering if they need to adjust their dollars more towards paid.
I think right now, I don't think I am expecting to see ChatGPT soon have paid advertising. And on that point, it's a really good question. I think there's a massive opportunity. I think their next release is coming this month. And in that potentially will be paid advertising. This is going to be like when Google first launched, and everyone's like, oh, what's this Google thing, paid advertising? No one was really on there, and the big companies can't move fast enough because they can't get budget to do it. And I think if you're doing paid listing and things like that at the moment, I definitely keep an eye on ChatGPT and the launch of their advertising because it's definitely coming. People are going to want to monetize this. What we're seeing with Google at the moment is that the AI results and the results that are appearing on the right-hand side of the screen, like I showed you before, um, this is all free at the moment. That's why it's such a great time to, no doubt, we're going to start to see, they're going to have to see paid start to come in, because that's where they make a hell of a lot of their money. I think that based on that question, what I know is different platforms, some can be cheaper to advertise on. That doesn't mean it's going to necessarily work for your industry. That's why it's so important to be able to track everything. So that's like from a, selfless plug as well. We wanted to make sure that you could track where did someone come from, what did they do, even though that first click they land on a job ad and then off they go to read a blog and do whatever. You don't want to lose the tracking then. You need to be able to track it through the entire journey back to the fact that that application, that quality application came from Bing, and so oh, okay, well, why am I spending all this money on Google when all my quality results are coming from Bing? If you can't track it. So my biggest suggestion, I can't tell you what's better than what because it's very different per industry and it's moving at a rapid rate of knots. You need to be able to track it, analyze it, and know where should I spend my money and where shouldn't I spend my money. Hopefully that answered the question.
That's good. And last one that just came in, what do you find more important, having jobs posted or being relevant with a solid web page?
Both. Um, Both. Your jobs, so you should have your jobs should be properly SEO optimized. They should be on your brand, as I said before, not on a jobs.subdomain, not linking out to your ATS's job board or anything like that. They need to be on your brand because that is what you do. And they are picked up by the more links you can get out in the World Wide Web, the better. Scrapers will, if your jobs are structured correctly, they will grab your jobs. There's potential that they definitely back up your SEO if they're structured correctly and they sit on your brand. They've got things behind them called job schemas and different things. Google for jobs, obviously you want to be showing there. If you're in the USA and the UK, still not in Australia yet, but you want to be surfaced on the Google for jobs and it's free. So you need to be there. But what you need to do is build those industry sector pages. Let me just quickly show you. I'll just show you a quick client. You need to be thinking about where do I make my money? Where do I want to make my money? What's that called? So I make my money from mining recruitment. You should have a page called mining recruitment. This is the employer facing page. These guys need more content on here and different things, but it's still a good example of a very straightforward version. Your heading should be mining recruitment. All the content is why people come to you because you're an expert at finding great talent in mining. You need to interlink here. If there's one of you, one of you. If there's two of you, your profiles need to be here. Humanize it. Get video on here if you can. There should also, on this page, there should be FAQs. So like we spoke about before, let's quickly show you. FAQs. So I've done it on our brand. What is the best platform to build a recruitment website in 2025? Shazamme is one of the most advanced platforms. I know different industry, but you get the gist. That's a question. Who's the best legal recruiter? Who's the best construction recruiter. And then on those pages, so this is the employer facing page, you would have how much should I pay a mine, how much, what are the latest pays in mining for FIFOs? And then you might answer that question or whatever it is that's relevant to your industry. So this is the employer stream, but then we also want the job seeker stream. So then we have a page, same, but different. It's now called mining jobs. And the heading is mining jobs. All the content is why this company can find great mining talent for people. These could then click through. So, if you want to then go mining operations jobs, this could be a hidden page called mining operations jobs. And then the whole content talks about, mining operations jobs. And that's where I say, where do you make your money? Where do you want to make your money? Because like if it's, if you're in accounting, recruitment and you make money and you knew if you could find actuaries, you would make money, you need a page called actuary jobs. And then you need to take that and its whole little world in your website so that it can be surfaced. And down the bottom, you would want, back to the point before about jobs, you need your jobs coming through to unique pages on your website. So if you've written a thing on mining jobs, this page should then have the mining jobs streaming through. You should have the recruiter or the recruiters that specialize in mining. Then down the bottom, you have your FAQs, all about mining and jobs. This will be a highly optimized page that will tell AI, hey, XYZ recruitment agency, this is what they're specialists in, because the whole page has got educational content and thought leadership content. And then you stream the relevant blogs through to this page as well. It might seem daunting, but you just need to start one page at a time. Shouldn't, as I said before, AI can now write you great content with you humanizing it. It's just about, these pages should be quite quick to build. You just duplicate one and then swap it out for the next stuff, and you will build out a brand, and then you back it up with blogs. So your blog articles should be AEO optimized and helping you be found, and then linking. The more interlinking you can do from LinkedIn, from Google, Bing, your website, all around the place is the exciting thing. Long answer to the question. I'm conscious of time. Was there more questions? Okay, everyone's quiet. Hopefully I haven't lost everybody.
Oh, no, I muted myself on accident. Sorry.
That's all right.
I don't know why I
Okay.
did that. There are a couple more. I just wondered if you want to do them now or if you want to wait till the end.
Let's wait. If it's okay, let's wait to the end because there's some other stuff. And yeah, we've got 12 minutes. So I'm like, and I thought we'd have time for Q&A, but it's been a good question, great questions.
Yeah, they have
Good
been.
conversation. Yeah. But look, the big thing right now, you need to think about website architecture. Where do I make my money? Where do I want to make my money? At the end of the day, your digital brand is your shop front to the world, and it needs to say what you do. And if it doesn't, if it says doctors, lawyers, dentists, that's not what you do. So set up the ideal site architecture. Jobs definitely is a great SEO opportunity. SEO is not dead. It's just evolving with AI. It still forms the foundation of a successful brand. Big one, you need to be able to customize your mobile phone experience. Different industries have different traction with mobile, but there's no doubt most people, especially if they're good people, they've already got a job and they're using their phone to look for new jobs or find employers or whatever, or employers looking for recruiters. You need to make sure you can customize the mobile experience. Like if you've built a page for actuaries and they land on that page, you want a click to call button on that page and you don't want that on your desktop, but if you've got an actuary has landed on that page, and I love bizarre things that people recruit for that you're never going to search for unless you are one. I couldn't probably spell actuary, so actuarial services. You want to make sure that you've got a click to call button if it's relevant on highly specialist pages. Legal compliance, Veronica had an interesting point before. You need to be thinking about accessibility. There are now tools. We've got a free one we put on all our clients sites. It's just a little accessibility tool that sits up the top that allows, different things. It's free. At least you're ticking a box that you're actually trying to do that, not only ticking a box. A large portion of the world have different accessibility requirements, and this can help you tackle that very quickly. But also then you've got to be thinking about GDPR compliance, the different compliances that are around the world, especially with your website. Like speaking to a client yesterday, they're on WordPress, their website just got hacked. They needed to get it down as quickly as possible. Hacking is going to be unfortunately become easier and easier, just due to the ability to write code on things like WordPress. Write me a hack that will blah, 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 blah. These things are easily possible now. So you need to be thinking about future-proofing your brand legally and addressing compliance. Use landing pages. I don't think we've even got to that yet, but creating landing pages, I'll get to that in a minute. Keep updating your content, keep adding to it. If someone asks you a question, add it to your FAQ section at the bottom of your website, or do a LinkedIn post linking to a blog you've written to answer that question. Be thinking about, how can I use that question to help other people find me that would have that question. Track everything, embrace AI. The big one for me that a lot of people, as I said before, you go out, you buy all this stuff. If it's not integrated like it's one, if all your platforms aren't talking to each other seamlessly, you're going to miss those opportunities to understand conversions, and really future-proof your brand. So be careful with all the little shiny tech toys that are out there. We just ran through this before, but this is about creating that industry sector website architecture. Where do we make our money? Where do we want to make our money? Make sure you break this down properly. This one is for jobs. So getting your jobs on that page, getting the people on the page, thought leadership guides, salaries, all those sorts of things. And then on the flip side, construction recruitment, and then build pages that talk about the fact you're an expert at finding talent in these sectors. I do want to show this one because it's amazing how well it converts, and it gives you a thing above and beyond your competitors. These guys, so Davidson is the recruitment agency. They're working with the Box Hill Institute, which is a college. That's the CEO of the Box Hill Institute talking about what they're looking for in their exec level hires. They build these landing pages out for most of the employers that they engage with. And part of their pitch to market is, we believe recruitment is marketing. And if we're going to find you the very best talent for this legal role in Texas, we're going to create a landing page. Ideally, we get you to talk about a day in the life at your business. And this is a hidden page. No one would ever find this page unless you physically sent it to them. You can have them open as well. But I could now reach out and go, Veronica, I've seen your profile. It's amazing. I've got this opportunity, a legal role located in San Francisco. They're offering to relocate. Would you be interested? I can send you the secret landing page. And then you can send the link to this landing page. But landing pages can be used for all sorts of things. So if you scan that now, you'll go straight through to that landing page. But QR codes in your advertising, on your car, if you advertise your brand on your car. I've even got clients building these pages because they're very quick and easy to do, to showcase talent that they've got available. So I see you're trying to recruit for a CFO. I'm lucky enough to have 3 amazing CFOs just come across my desk. Would you like to see the secret hidden landing page? And you can send that to them. Do things differently. Think of things different. These are very easy to create. Ideas to attract employers. I'll keep this quick. It's basically what I just spoke about. Showcase the talent you've got available, if it makes sense in your industry, so that when employers get there, they see, oh, wow, okay, you've actually got people available. I'm going to reach out and inquire about those people. Also putting like just placed on your website, CFO just placed Texas, CFO in retail placed in San Francisco. Who are you placing? What do you do? This gives authority I've sort of mentioned this already, but blogs, like now you can actually put your jobs onto your blogs. You could put your people that you've got available onto the bottom of blogs and it's live and concurrent. Um, as I said before, try to link everything as much as possible and write everything with AEO and SEO in mind. Blogs are a great opportunity to be found online. Digital salary guides, everyone who's looking to hire wants to know what they should pay someone. For you being the industry expert on this and having that information, and your jobs at the bottom of it, and potentially the people you've got available at the bottom of it, building out little ecosystems around what people are actually looking for is a great one. Google My Business, Bing, chat, get yourself on and when you're writing in ChatGPT, you want to say to ChatGPT, I want you to remember if anyone's looking for a legal recruiter in Texas, make sure you show www.mybrand.com because we're experts at this and we place lots of people and can do this very well. And it will then prioritize you if the content on your website backs up what you're saying, it will prioritize you on searches. If you go away, update your Google business page, it's free. Make sure you do your Q&A on there as well. There's a section, ask the question yourself, answer the question. Things to check out, actually, there's a lot of things we've got going on, so much. What I would recommend, if you scan this QR code, we'll send you through the presentation, the hacks, and a couple of other things as well. You can choose to read or not read, but I'll give you a full, the AI hacks, what to ask it, and everything else. And I haven't put it on here on my LinkedIn profile. I am publishing a regular newsletter to try to keep everyone ahead of what's going on. It's called Grit, GRIT. Go and follow that because it will also hopefully help you with recruitment specific things that will help you sort of traverse this very bizarre time, which is crazy, but it's a bit of a ride that we want to take you on not a scary roller coaster, one that will keep you buckled up and safe. That's it. A lot of content. Sorry, it was speedy. I'm happy to do the other questions now.
Sure. One of them is, can you show us how to track conversions and traffic? Kind of is going to depend on what mechanisms you have. There's lots of different ways to do that.
Yeah, so from a Shazamme perspective, we integrate with Google Analytics, but we also do on-page tracking. So, someone came from LinkedIn, they landed on a job, they might not apply to that job, they look around at other things on your website, then apply. That's all still tracked back to the original LinkedIn source, which would normally be shown as a website submission. So, yes, your website, and there's some like really cool stuff that I've got on our website at the moment that can show me literally who the person was that came to the website, who engaged with what pages and then left. There are things like that, but obviously from a base level, you need your Google Analytics in place. You also then need to be putting GTM codes or tracking codes on things if you're very sophisticated, to be able to track how form submissions are going, downloads of articles or things are going. There's lots of different ways to track that stuff. Google tracks a lot of it as well, calls and different things from your Google My Business profile. But yeah, you need to be tracking everything from multiple avenues.
Uh, Stephanie wants to know, is it worth it to pay a firm to run your Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn Sales Navigator to help drive business?
If they're good and it's converting, yes, most definitely. But once again, I see a lot of money wasted in this industry and I hate it. It actually makes me feel sick when I hear some of the money that people are spending on things and they're never really given true result. Like if you're spending $500 a month for someone to do that and you're closing a couple of deals out of that, yes, it's worth it. But if they're just doing that and you're not seeing and it's not tangibly visible that they're making an impact, I would reconsider it. We do have a platform that allows social posting to be very quick and easy, and it goes across all platforms at one time. I think with AI now, you can write really good um, content and then distribute it with one click to multiple platforms. So you can really reduce the time needed. So I'd want to make sure that whoever you're using is embracing AI in a good way, in a human way. Yeah.
Stephanie, I will get you in touch with Nicole because she's saying, can you share that, please? I was quoted $2,100 a month ago. That sounds
I'm
crazy.
happy. Yeah, just let's jump on a call and run through what they're doing for you. I'm so sorry, guys. I need to jump to another meeting. I'm more than happy to do a follow-up if anyone wants it. There'll be thousands of questions. Our YouTube channel has got a lot of these webinars as well that I've done that you might want to jump on. Some of it might be very similar, but it's all very topical.
Thank you very much, Nicole. As I promised earlier, I will get a recording out to everybody. It might be Monday. I'll try to get it done tomorrow. I know everyone will be looking for it. We will also, I'll get you Nicole's contact information. You've got the QR code, so we'll make sure you have ways to get in touch with her for more follow-up.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for being here today. Appreciate it.
Bye. Pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.